was going a fucking dinger there, boys. He's still here, don't worry. Eat my ass, bitch. Somebody needs to clip that. Oh, mate, I just shot myself. Andy just evaporated in front of me. That actually disgusted me. Oh, it's just walking towards you, Gavin! The boat's on fire! Hello everybody. Happy Sunday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do that whole shiz now. But welcome everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope you're all well. Hope you've all had a good weekend, whatever it is you got up to. So tonight, change of pace. Pentiment tonight. Lots of good things being said about it. So, story-driven game. A bit of a slow Sunday. I think we all need that sometimes. And purpose to wash it down. So yeah, so we need to basically take it back a flow. Take it back a tad. We'll chill. We'll play some Pentiment. We'll go in the olden days. So let's go on a journey through time. But I hope you've had a great weekend, whatever it is you got up to. We had actually a good couple of days. We were very busy last couple of days. So Saturday we went to IKEA yesterday. Sets the scene. Yeah, went to IKEA yesterday. And then took a trip. Where did we go after IKEA? Oh, took a trip then into Belfast, the city, and got a nice, finally got some pizza. We got nice smash burgers, which were really, really good. And then we took a dander in through the town, went to the Christmas market and stuff in the town, so it was nice and Christmassy. And then today, we took Connolly out this morning to like a kids play type place, and then we took a trip to the Titanic building in Belfast and seen Santa. So Connolly got to see Santa, shake his hand, he had a couple of reindeers and stuff with him, so he loved that. And then we went shopping. So a really busy weekend. Kept busy. And of course the World Cup started today, which has its own set of controversy. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of that pans out. And I've got the Eagles game on in the background, so I'll be not only streaming along with you, but seeing how the Eagles are doing. Currently getting beat. Not great. not great. Looks like could be the second loss of the season, but we've still got 8 wins, so can't win them all. Can't win them all, but hopefully we can turn it over in the second half. So yeah, that's pretty much us up to date. Let's see what we're thinking. Gamepad rumble. Yeah, I wanted. Okay. So easy fonts. This game uses stylized fonts and writing effects that may be difficult for some reasons. The easy red fonts option includes legibility to see with some fonts. Let's do it in the proper context of this. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. What's this all about? It's like an old rubber. Of course, Obsidian Entertainment, so very story driven this is going to be. Couple of rabbits playing the big massive woodwind instruments and a dog playing the violin. That is a rabbit with an axe and a wolf with a mouse, or is that meant to be a cat? And some fingers, some hands with really long fingers. Holy Roman Empire, April 1518. An artist's mind. And the abbot said to me, Andres, I don't want you distracting the sisters in library. I need you to finish the commission by the end of the bookkeeper conversations with. Hee up to the devil's work again now, yo. Devotion to one's work can yield pleasures of the mind relative to those of the body. You need to spend with more exciting others, or I need to learn how to work this Socrates way. How did you reply to the abbot, Andres? You're insufferable. Perhaps that longing for you will instill them to a greater appreciation of beauty. I try telling the abbot next time. Despite the abbot's error, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece, and then you will return to Nuremberg where marriage and your new life as a master awaits you. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met, hardly ideal. By the time he is becoming a philosopher. Oh Jesus. Then you should definitely get married. Is he pretty at least? That's what my brother said in his letter, but perhaps he's just trying to lift my spirits. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. Oh, who knows? That's not why I'm doing it anyway. This one. This growing late, the wheel of time stops For no man, I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Well, I can't always dream of imprisonment. As are many things, trust in Providence. Ruby and please see Andreas safely home, of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Weird start again. Paying in mind to the other fools and dress. I never do. Ow! At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. Hehe, they're fools and there's no point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. He's just trying to keep me an older in the abbey. I'm an outsider. I will be fine. I just want to cause any trouble. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, would you please? I give up. Take me home, Gorbian. As you wish. I'm just getting poked with the stick. Good morning, Ursula. Andalo. Time to get up. The barn. April 15, 18. So. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the abbey. I can start work at the scriptorium. I really should clean this up. Okay, so it's spacebar. And good England. Clara. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? It's very difficult. Quite well, actually. Thinking ordinary as far as sleeping goes, not well. Not well, but there's nothing to be done about it now. Well, as long as you didn't sleep poorly. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the abbey. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. Here you are, Andreas. It's too kind of you, Claire. Many thanks. Nod. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? If we've raised it by 2 groschen? I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the abbey, 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Of course, it's no problem at all. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose anymore. I suppose that's not... I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. Be generous, Andres. You can spare the money and it will ease their burden. You must take the consequences of inaction into account. What is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? So you have an inner monologue that you overcome. Let's ease their burden. On the other hand, she might think she can keep asking for advances on rent. True. I'll see what I can do. Wait. Were these taxes unexpected? Peter says our taxes didn't go up for years, but since we've been married, it's just gone up and up. It used to be if we didn't have the money, we could make payment in kind with some of our crops. The abbot stopped that last year. Now, if we don't get a good price from the miller, it's hard to get the abbey. Give the abbey its share. I know it's not your problem, Andres, and Peter is too proud to ask you himself. Can you find it in your heart to help us out? We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologize again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. Saint Luke bless you for helping us out. Speaking of Saint Luke, how's your masterpiece come along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of these days are spent doing work for the abbey. It's only during the divine office that prayer for Enric allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry upon and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to university and now travelling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andres. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after. Some wondering. It must be rather frightening starting all over again. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. It is, but I know now what it is I want to do. Not many people get to decide that. Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen your sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be one wonderful. That's no way to think about it. I'm sure it will be a treasure when it's finished. Now I have got to get back on my homework. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andres, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Claus Drucker invited me over for supper. Of course, please say hello. Please, Sue, say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course, until later, Clara. Hello, Andres. Andreas. Bless you. God bless you. Andres. Oh yes, Andres. This weather's been awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. Well, of course they wouldn't know how to do anything. No one follows the old ways anymore. The old abbot didn't bother us as much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchanta to keep the skies clear. Oh, you can actually collect these things. Pagan goddess of the Alps, associated with the animal spinning wheel. She is still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria, and Swabia. The weather fair. Matthias knew that was in our hearts, even if knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. Saint Maria is the patron saint of Tassin. Legend states that he was an Egyptian-born commander of the Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic. Well, no one told Perchanta that she was here first. The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassin. My father knew that. Old Rannig Templar knew that. The late husband of Tilia. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us tried. Some of us keep the traditions alive. Like the old widow Attila. I won't mention that to the abbey. The abbey. Perchanta's hands take the abbot. Cough, cough. I should go. Alright, God bless you. Morning, Andres. Big Jorg. Where is my mouse? Morning, York. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock under the plow and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the abbey? Damn, Andres, I don't know, just making conversation. Smells like a storm's coming though. And it just smells like the fresh Alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your wandering years during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skill, where you came to Tassing? Andres knows some Italian and can be recognized from Basel nearby. Pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. Press and hold to confirm the choice. Flanders. Andres knows some Dutch, French, and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Italy. Andres knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural. Let's go with Italy. Italia. Venice and Milan as well. Italy, no wonder your senses are dull. You've been down there too long. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will it take? 10-15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big York. What you've spent all that time in Italy doing, or anyway, other than art, I mean. Okay, pick a background. Right, so Adonis seeks a pleasure wherever he goes. He extremely social and quite experienced in all of the enjoyable vices of the world. He just lives to work and dedicates all his time to his art. Bookworm spends all his time non-working free time, finding and reading as many books as he can. Rapscallion. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, and minor crimes and fistfights. Businessman devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. That's a drinker. Let's go with craftsman. Let's take the smarter one. Other than art, nothing. That was what I was there for. Make him dull. Art is the whole point, Big York. The craft. I don't have time for anything else. Oh, sorry, I asked. Anyway, I have to get going. York, let's go. Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andres. Until later. Hey, Andres, you said hello to the girls today? Eva and Clara? No, I mean the chickens. Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named the chickens after the apostles. Isn't that blasphemy? I guess when you put it in plain line like that, but I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. He witnessed greatest moments of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking that's how it is with the girls in me. They see everything I deal with around here. So have much in common with Christ. Word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call in the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, well, we sell them to the boars. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it until later, Andres. Until then. Can I now interact with the chickens? No. Smithy is so much smaller than the one he uses at the other. I pressed the wrong button. Hello, Andres. Martin, please, can you give me a hand? Here. What did you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks like a lot of standing there and doing nothing. Big Veronica's not happy. Hetty, Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. Excuse us, one of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. There's something I can do to help? No, she's not trying to stay out of your way. Should I offer to help? Perhaps helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction. That idiot Martin should be helping them, yell at him, and give him a good scare. Wait, that's presumptuous. I'm not close to their family. Thanks, it'll probably take an hour or two to track them all down at this rate. Blood sacrament. Damn it, Veronica, what did I say about blasphemy? Sorry, Mom. Oh look, there's something going on up at the Stelmaier's place. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johan pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. Damn it, Martin, stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Hetty? Behave yourself, don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course, see you later. Eat shit, Andreas. Nice. What? Morning, Andres. How's it going? Why is this thing upside down? Morning, Claus. Another day at the Abbey, another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear you still coming by the supper tonight, Marie and Bert. Okay. Would love to see you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition. Till the titular character of a popular 15th century book, Till is a prankster continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He is quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. Ugh. I didn't realize, Father Thomas, that you print books in Italian. Come on, Andres, he's not that strict. I know he's just trying to to people from. He doesn't mind those so much, actually. No. As long as they don't get too carnal. Ooh. So supper tonight after Vespers. Vespers monastic hour at dusk, one of the major prayer hours. It is followed by supper. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming, see you then. Bless Master Malor. I hope your week is going well. Your father's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Thank you, Father. I'm running late to the Abbey. Good, good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. Would it be much to say to do another Mass? You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? I just stayed up too late on Saturday. Don't want to get into an argument with him about this. But going to church is such a burden. If not for his sake, consider for your own. A man that has many duties. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. This asshole can't make you go to Mass. To hell with him. Andreas, this is about more than your success in this life. There is another. Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Hey, yeah. You alright? Did you fall asleep? You asleep? Master Malor, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. Worms, a prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire located on the Rhine River. Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. Our deities, I suppose that's probably what to say. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbours here are as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I are returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. Where's Innsbruck? Capital of the Austrian country of Tyrol. Major stop on the Imperial Road connecting Italy and Bavaria. It is the closest major city to Kiersau Abbey and Tassing. Notably, it was also the site of the witch trials in 1485. I mean, it has a certain charm common to those Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's diet. An imperial diet, I'm assuming that means, is an assembly of the three colleges, the imperial estates of the Holy Roman Empire, the prince-electors, the princes and dukes, and representatives of the imperial cities. They meet to deliberate on matters of importance on the empire. So it is deity. What emperor? The emperor, was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city's Jews now live in their own quarter in the north. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian in particular is a god. No offense, Father. Of course. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kiersau. I heard Father Matthews died shortly after my last visit, of course. Abbot of Kiersau before Father Gernot, widely respected by the monks and nuns as well as the people of Tassie, known for his kindness and his love of books. A great loss for the Abbey, and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of his Historia. I don't know what that says. He was reading during his last visit, or during my last visit. Historia Tassii, an account of the early history of Tassing. Kearso's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy, and Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal here. Ah yes, but I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Melee here. Not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our city council. We'll go this way. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the abbey's scriptorium. A Nuremberger artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518. We should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. We've been on our way. I'm already late to that, but I suppose it's alright. Surely my lord would find little entertainment or companionship in me. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to the supper at the abbey tonight. I'm inviting you. Oh, for fuck's sake, I've already promised. Did Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What he's going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. We will see you there then. I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Muller. I'll meet you there at once, my lord. I'm not going to that dinner. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old, not yet to be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. It's one of the most populous cities in the Empire and is located near its heart. It has been home to a respected university since 1379 as the centre of humanist thought. Erfurt, wonderful, the same university as Martin Luther. Would you read his works? Martin Luther? Priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the Church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the Empire. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the Church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait. You may have met him, did you? You must tell me. I know he was a few years ahead of me. His ideas don't hold much interest for me. Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses. List of 95 theses against the Church. A list of propositions against the Church's practice of selling indulgences of the remission of sin is written by him. Father Matthias is not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. Alright, there's nothing about him. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Ha, no, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all the knowledge from Aristotle and Cicero. Well, Aristotle, I know that one, Greek philosopher, student of Plato, renowned as a polymath. He wrote on a variety of subjects. His work is extensively cited by current scholars, and even more work is attributed to him than he would ever have written. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent along the northern humanists. He is known for his works in Latin and Greek, as well as the calls for reform within the church. Ficino was a 15th century Italian priest and humanist who was one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He is well known for his translations of the works of Plato into Latin. Cicero, statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic, is revered both for his contributions in Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems like he is well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another educated man then. Did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards his doctorate but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? No. Let's go with that one. Theology, no thanks. Law, I suppose. I thought I could practice in Nuremberg. I never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my taste. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions. Bavarian law, Rhenish law, Franconian law, nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone who studied the nonsense than learn it myself. You. She's not talking to me, is she? Curse you, Lorenz Rathvogel. Perchance as dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. Nice. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? Who knows, by the time I finish guessing, the old crumb will probably be dead. Nice. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium? What the fuck is that? The trivium and quadrivium represent the lower and upper divisions of a classic liberal arts university education. Grammar, logic, rhetoric, form, and the trivium, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the rhetoric. So I have to pick. I'm gonna have to pick one of these. Did you have a favorite subject? Latin, standing in command of the Latin grammar. Vocabulary is also easily recalled. Syntony and quoted words of wisdom. Instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, and adaptation is spatial, and he can perform complicated order. He is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. That could be a good one. He knows a soul endangered amount of theatrical and practical. Nah. Let's go with this one. The art of persuasion, naturally. I presume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Plato, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. True, we have less use for the public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly, the doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move towards Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange style and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Splendid, though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Rhetoric is also an art, and like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in Korea of Rome. Well put. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Logic's probably a good one. Logic, geometry, and arithmetic. Quite interesting for an artist with our studies. Organon, the foundation of your study. Yes, the organon for logic and Euclid's elements for geometry, but that the past few centuries have yielded wonderful new texts on logic. Peter Abdelard provided the foundation of the scholastic philosophy and established the primary works of Aristotle's work. The Englishman William of Ockham gave us Summa Logica argument. This is such fucking complicated words. Nominalism against the Platonic realism. And of course, Thomas Aquinas gave us the toys to employ both faith and reason in the pursuit of truth. A load of fucking nonsense. All monks and the friars, of course, a great deal of work to force Aristotle to fit into the work church is worth. Is that so wrong? I question whether these great men should have had the rest of the logic into what the church established by fate and force. Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of the place, and Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know of him? How did you come to know of Curso at all? My family been patrons of Curso for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago I heard Curso still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. There's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe and me. This is a good place as any to create art. The artists that remain here are quite talented. Certainly, though, I'm sure you miss the comforts of Nuremberg when you're stuck in a drafty old abbey like this. I'll get back to Chanel in a rush. I do, but the abbot is paying good money and good enough to put up with a bit of discomfort. That's good for me since I appreciate the abbey's work. I commissioned manuscript through Father Gurnett. I commissioned a manuscript through Gurnett a year ago. I thought I would stop by to check on its progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I know the artist well. The venerable brother Hero. Oh, he's a fucking old guy. How venerable. He still has his wits and skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has incredible talent with color, and I very much look forward to seeing it. Nicholas, attend the horses and the baggage. I heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Oh dear. Nuns. Quite unusual for Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. Founded in the 6th century, the Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia. Church closed most of them centuries ago, but then Curso is a place out of time in more ways than one. Monks and nuns living side by side cannot behave themselves. I don't blame them. No, the church shouldn't either. It's just human nature after all. Ah, you must be Father Gurnett. I am Lorenz of Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Roth of Volgotl. So wonderful to have you here. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so, I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. And I get shouted at. Andreas, I don't know what you're doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Then get to work. Shit, I should have asked him about the advance for... Oh, yeah. Maybe I could just convince brother to pay me early. Find a way to get paid. Bless you, Master Maller. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Would it make you happier if I told you Agnes Stern received some saffron yesterday? Really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you can convince Prior Fernrick to give you some for your yellows. Good to know. How's Miss Fanger? She's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andres. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of Saint Setia one of these days. We're likely to attend the hand and Saint of Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. God bless you, Brother Piero. No, wait, that's Master Maller. I thought you couldn't see Sister Marguerite. During the days I can see some colours. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of pigments the pigments you use, but you're taller and you have another smell to you, like fish or burnt almonds. Oh, that's Olden, said old popular amongst Italians, but Brother Piero doesn't use it. I'll ask Sister Gertrude about it. How's Sister Gertrude's herbs coming? It's too early to tell. Most of them won't be grown until May. Still working with herbs suits me. Have a good day, Sister Margaret. Bless you, Master Maller. God bless you, Andres. Is there something I can help you with? I know she took the sisteresses inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern of it is yours? And now I will say even less. Good day, Andres, right? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Forgive me, sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Maller. I mean, no offense, Master Maller, but I cannot speak with men. My apologies. God bless you. Oh, good cat. Thinking of Helgard at Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Not for me. Ah, yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthly sacrifice. But if the Lord could give us all. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. How is your sacristy today? The same as yesterday. How does my vocation seem silly to you? Then go in peace, and knowing that Abby's treasure secure for another day. God be with you. Yes, Andreas. I was hoping you could give me pay for the latest manuscript. I like. Prior, Fenric hasn't informed me that you have finished any new manuscripts. You'll be paid on the completion of additional manuscript, preliminarily not before. I only have a few pages left and I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I'll think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. The Sotheby runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Crusher but Tassian as well. Very well, do not ask this of me again. Haha. Here you are. I shall not note this with the Father Gurnot and I got what I needed. Alright. I'll give her. Just God bless you, so good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big Jorgurtner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Edok has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Edok? I'm comparing you to an impudent youth of whom the Lord in his infallible wisdom may choose to strike down. Stare to this address, the old fart can defend himself well enough. I need no defense against the likes of you. God protects his faithful against it. Everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Herr Fenric is not overseeing us today. He is here, but then he had heard Lorenz Rothgall had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Fenric is so desperate to impress the adult nose like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothgall, his manuscript. I just realised that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me, of course, that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry about patrons' visits. With skill comes speed. Sadly, it may elude you forever. I would rather take my time than come if Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothgall is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including Prince Bishop of Foresting, religious secular ruler of scattered territories in the Holy Roman, including Kershaw is already out of favour. Father Abbot does not want to deal with more attention. Well, if Friar Frederick isn't here, I'm going to work on the Master Priest until he arrives. Oh, that's right, I need to reference the Indur manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indur manuscript, the Book of Hours. Type of illumination manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? I mean, did you get enough sleep? Did you sleep alone, or it would be nice to have something to think about during... What? Really, or a cloud on a sunny day. That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I need to reference it now. Really, my feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask a little nun to get it. Sister Illuminator! Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me. Andreas. Didn't think that you were. Sister Zendaya has a poor attitude toward her vocation of rule, and I suppose the 10 Commandments. If this is not her, she should not be here. You expect too much from a young woman who's been locked up in a lobby. She may yet come around. That's a terrible of you, but perhaps you're right. It should not have been so quick to judge her. In any case, I overheard you requesting the Edinburgh manuscript here. Please return it promptly. I see how your Massachusetts is coming. Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colours is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. My son, you're copying the illustration from it almost exactly. Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted, but is not the way November is. Art is an illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to think. Only you can answer that, Andreas. There was a time that I marveled at my own technique, but there is reason we monks do not usually identify ourselves in our work. It ferments pride, vanity. With time, I learned to take simple satisfaction in helping spread truth to others. You need to listen to my opinions. They are just thoughts of... But you need not listen to my opinions. They're just thoughts of one old monk. There's no place for the mystic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Some people, some places have a difficult time letting go of the past. I am not one among them. The creation of books of art is no longer the providence of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more people will be able to read, and so doing will be brought to truth. I don't think there's a danger in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read any... There is danger, of course, but printers are already here. We cannot roll back the wheel of time. It is left to you and the generations who follow to be good and responsible stewards for those who are yet to come. The rest is in God's hands. Jesus. 9 AM, one of the little hours of prayer. Too much talk. I must ask for forgiveness, not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. What's going on in here? And just what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But the Empire first came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed and left. He was so sure, I don't think he noticed me. He was slamming books shut. Prior should know better than that. Some of those manuscripts are quite delicate. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary to be for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. It's not valid. One who wrote this. No, it's not. Unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's this all this fuss about, Lorenz? Why is Prior France so nervous? Lorenz, I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember, you know, I'll have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Thank you. It's for the good of the abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where your cohort have courtesy strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. And the first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid, a poetic epic telling of the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with the destiny to find Rome. It was written in the 1st century. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. They're not his to keep. So, there's a fair amount of water in these, I hope you don't mind. These volumes were old, even when Piero started to make copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid isn't one of my favourite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. You think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have one. We have. Yo, Alex, what's up? Welcome back, my buddy. I'm good. How's it going with you? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Sure, it's not that there. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? She's exaggerating the fines. How would you know? Correct. I appreciate that you understand how limited our rules and choices truly are. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued, wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, and from the express to a nun, it is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you're not fond of Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now for the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Gurnham. This is a printed copy, green cover and diamond pattern. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about, Brother Idok was reading it. Where is my mess? The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. Surprised that Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadia Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. The wind, they loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised to serve, and then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forget the best part. In the end, Gurin learns he is royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andres. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? Yes, I'm good, mate. Sorry. You were distracted. Distracted? Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm very good. Welcome back. I hope you're good. To die better than we were born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There's neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with. But the book and dress, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a fourth letter? It's unlikely you'd be considered liable under Bavarian law. Oh, you're a legal scholar now as well as an artist? Well, actually, I did study law at university. I don't care, I'm not concerned about the legality of it, but the principle, the book, please. There's only one book left, then we will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. Description should be sufficient. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. That's good, man. And yes, sorry, I asked how you were while taking painkillers and wasn't conscious of an answer. There's a lot of big words in this game. It's okay. Very story driven, but I'm interested to see how it unravels. I haven't asked so many questions. I've asked one question twice and you haven't answered me. I have good reason not to answer you. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andres. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, and I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago." Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books, all books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. It starts quite heavy on words, but the story and character development is great as it goes on. Oh, have you played this? Sounds reckless, and he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed even if their content is questionable. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is the law we must contend with, not your emotions. It is not my place to question the former abbot's decision, and when Father Gernot learned it was an error, he wanted it destroyed. Mother Cecilia made a note of it in the inventory when she was the librarian. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows it's here. Well, I refuse to go through if you're going to destroy it. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? I'm not sure how to keep it safe. Read it. Give me that book or deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rathgogel. I appeal to your duty as the librarian of the body not to destroy that. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the abbey far away. I'll be gone by the time Father can ask about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this interest. It feels wrong in my heart. I swear I'll take it away. I've been out of here for years, and besides, how could you have stopped me? I'm trusting you in this interest against my better judgment. Don't make me regret this. Yeah. Success. Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly though, I'll need to finish up here soon. You said that he buys books from that. What kinds? How long has he been visiting Abbey? He seemed unusually friendly with me. I don't understand that honestly. He mentioned finding a copy of She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. What's this one again? Why are you angling to get to the Baron as a patron someday? Practical then? Well, I can't speak to his artistic side, only his literary ones. While he does seem to appreciate artistic manuscripts, and I am no judge of style. He enjoys the prestige of possessing a fine book. The rarer it is, the more he desires it. The Baron has a particular interest in books on magic and other occult topics, as does our prior, though I'll suspect the Baron's interest would be more experimental than academic. Monks and nuns have been copying these books for centuries. Who else has such easy access to them? Faith can inure anyone against corrupting ideas, but reading such texts is dangerous. Not that it is my place to judge either the prior or the Baron, of course. Is that a joke or simply an observation? In any case, I understand that it is a flaw that I must correct. Well, I must be off mass. Thank you again for your help. Wait, how will you get to the church if you can't enter the scriptorium? I thought that this was the only door into the library. We are standing in the oldest part of the abbey, and like any old place, it has sheriff's secrets. Good day, address. God be with you. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down to dinner soon. I should see if Otto's around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the lobby. I'm so gonna look. I wonder what Prior Fenric was doing with this book. From the library of the universities of 5 churches, the Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Fenric is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. I can't read any of this, can I? Text almost strongly, it looks like. I'm not familiar with it. Sloppy book hand couldn't have been produced by an Abbey, no bastard. That's definitely Fenric's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he noting the text or he knows the text? Is he noting the text for his personal use? Is he knows the text for benefit or future readers? It's there. What's this? It looks scribbled, not like Fenric to be so sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrologers. What's written below? That doesn't make any sense. That's not even a word, just a jumble of letters. This must be some kind of cipher. What's the key? I suppose I'll figure it out in due time, but I'll copy this down for reference later. Yep. It's provided some interesting. You're an Italian who's yeah, well, I did the Italian. I did law studies and um the knack for speaking, so like theology or whatever it is. That young lad looks very fucking dodgy. Go away, Andres. Can't you see I'm busy? Not really, what are you doing? I thought you could mind your own business. I don't care. Scoundrel, always up to no good. I'm keeping my eye on you. Eat shit. I'm done talking. I'd fuck you up, Martin. Good day, Master Maller. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust kindly of you my message. Afternoon, Andreas. Although Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Albert really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? I did the speaking one as well. I seem to be able to Oh, did you... But did you do... When you say the speaking one, do you mean the one where you've lived like a bit of a life of a scoundrel when you picked what what your priority is when you were a wanderer? Is that what you mean? I picked like I was a hard working like artist. Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts for which we're about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 Had a bad morning, but I got anything done. My neck's again anyway. Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. It's not that bad of an injury, it just galls me that a parasitic growth which develops on oak trees caused by wasps laying their eggs under the tree bark. It just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. What did I eat? Rye bread. Eat some bread. Oh, it's not that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrims' bandages isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? I think he may be here to put pressure. He's come to terrorize the people. He was, though Father Matthias has come, had some misgivings about the Baron. He doesn't seem to like. He has that he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Although that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumours like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannig. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know if he did that. Yes, as it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. He beat someone. That doesn't seem like the sort of thing he would do. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? Talk to me about my work. He's fascinated with he's quite well. He could sense my inherent moral. Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy in Edinrus. No one should get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offense to you, Andres. I don't have any problem with the books the abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. I think you're being unfair that way. Not good. Otto, did you see that? Where sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix the fence and he probably did a bad job about it. He's always in a foul mood. And he could be the laziest soul in passing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damn thief, and before you said Andrus, that's more than just gossip. Look at him over there by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. He seemed less than helpful when I saw him this morning. I doubt he'll ever amount to much of anything. Speaking of the Burr sheep, is there ears are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon, Olden. I got it, Andrews. No need to tease. What happens, what God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right, I'll catch up in a moment, Andrews. Andres, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. I should return to work in the scriptorium until later. Work time. Didn't know he does look like a kid. I think that's why the point that they're making is that he's far too young to have a child and to be married and have a child. God bless you, Andres. Hello, Brother Method. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Pearson Sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassin and Currible, so it is my duty to ensure his liquery is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept whenever I visit. I leave inspired. I don't understand the thoughts, it's only a hand. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration for us all. You're familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? I've been so focused on my masters, I've never had a moment. I'm afraid I don't have a habit of learning about every saint. Well, you ought to learn something about Tassin's patron saint while you're here. By all means, St. Moritz is the most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only of this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassin venerates St. Moritz because he was one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Oh, I didn't land the click dead. Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satia, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. The Roman soldiers dismembered St. Moritz for fear he would resurrect like Christ. The Christians of the town fled with his body so that it would be further desecrated, and his hand was preserved here. Lovely. Almost done, and thank you for the history lesson. You're welcome, Master Mallory. God bless you. Until later, brother. There's Carl. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl, you seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long, now I need to catch up. Oh well, truth be told, I only started going to the shrine more often when Helena became pregnant. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Mertan and Satia's shrine to pray for their aid. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Who are these randomers? Have a wee nosy around. Bless you, Andres. Brother Thorn, how are you? The brothers and sisters are well, so I am well, thank God. Andres, have you spoken to Claus Rocker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Bologna soon. I'm quite interested in it. Can you read Italian? No, little Italian, and my Latin's not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it if he has time. I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher. That he is. I will see you later. Until then. What's this? Ooh. A Dance of Death mural Father Matthias had painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. Same thing again. Andres. I wonder what recipes of the peas. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure they'll be eaten on pickled animal pens. Kitchen cellar. Let's go back in here. Hello, Andres. How goes in the kitchen? Is Brother Vincent working you hard? Not too bad, brother. What's his name? This off. It's Father Albert and Brother Prior who make things hard. I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking just yet. I'm sure Brother Vaslav will teach you well in time, brother. Ada complains about his food too, and he complains to Brother Vaslav. What does Brother Ada know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. The land of the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable. That's always what he complains about, the fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later. Until later. Good day, Andres. All I do is eat fish in Cornwall, apparently. Who's this guy? God give you health, Master Mala. Brother Sebhat. I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and the bishop regret that we could not replicate Father Rudolph's generosity earlier. He showed that much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. Council of Constance, meeting of the bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to the end of the Papal Schism. Wow. It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. Yeah. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Maller, and see the highlands. God bless my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you're ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only made it as far south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to the strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Ah yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. Into the cemetery. These apple trees have only started moving months before they bear fruit. Where's that thing that he was looking at? What is this? A volval? I've seen this before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath, and the other edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. It looks like the lines between the holes form constellations. I think they do anyway. A quarter turn of this upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. Given the number of letters and the size of the disc, there's enough space for a total of 4 versions of the Latin alphabet. This must relate to the Greek letters I found in Fenrich's book. I need to compare them. But these symbols aren't the same. The elements don't appear in the cipher, and the astronomical symbols aren't on the volval. There has to be some connection between them that I'm missing. If I could find some way into the library, I'm sure there's a book I could use to figure this out. Sister Illuminata is in there for most of the day. Perhaps I can find a way in after dark. And if all else fails, perhaps I could ask Werner Stolz. He lives off the north of the common. I have a sense he doesn't like me much, but I'll find a way to get the information out of him. Okay. Brother Eddock, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I'm working to the best of my abilities and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Pero, I can't believe this Baron Rothvogel has come to check on this progress, and this is what you have. You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by AIDS that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You're insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I'll accept responsibility if Friar Fenric is right. Friar Fenric, is this mine? It must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can explain. No, 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 I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel my generosity towards Curso is being taken advantage of. Am I a fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never we can fix this. Of course, we only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. How should I respond to this? The abbot already seems annoyed. My lord, if you please. Nah. Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of my illustrations? He's very capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if your speed is your no, I'm talking about the script. That's fine, but the art, the illustrations, I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. If it takes a picture of Brother Piero, I'd be like, well, but I'm trying to finish my masterpiece at the moment. Well, I will do what I have to do. There we have it. I hope this allies your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. Nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for this evening. Well, Father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend, the Prince Bishop, would deny additional guests at the table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. What? I don't want to. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the barn this morning when you ambushed him in town. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you have embarrassed me, the abbot and the abbey. Prior Fenric is right, of course. No wonder we don't get any more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? If anyone is the embarrassment, you're so insincere. You're so oblivious. Brothers. If you please, Sister Zindina, and I would prefer it if you keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everybody. Or everyone. Dick. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up for the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. No, I don't want to go to his fucking table. I made plans. I'll be right back. Come, get out. Come on, get out. Peppa. 2 seconds, guys. Oh, I'm back. Papa decided to do socks. Let me go get them off her. Right. Get larger. Really thirsty. Right. So, I have to go clean up. Andreas, I'm so glad you would join us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it'll be good to have you with us. As a shame, I always enjoy our talks. Oh no, my son. With no need to worry about me or my pride. Wow. Ah. I like him. Like wee brother hero. Andres, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by the flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I'll tell you that you're Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read much Matthew, Andreas? I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosened in heaven. And then he ordered his disciples to not tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything about Martin Luther? I cannot say that he has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remembered you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail, my god. Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see the value in his ideas, don't you? My lord, I mean no offence, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church side of adventure? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about you, Andreas? Or what about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. It's really put me in a difficult position. It may bring everyone closer to the understanding of the truth. It would be wise to defer to the abbot's authority and decline. I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. To hell with the abbot. If he can't handle little criticism, you know. They're paying my wages. Lord Rothelvardo, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offence at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, Rome is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I've overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I've ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tassi. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome, fathers, brothers, and Andreas. Good night. Oh dear. Now then, I must ask you so I can speak to my brothers in the chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. Thank God Matthew and Andreas are home, or our forgiveness should come like God's love, freely without condition. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects that its wishes for the rest of the stay for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I'm just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Can I make my other... Can't make the other... not here to tell you what you saw. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Well, I think I found Jonah's lost sheep. I'm gonna head home. Take care, Master Muller. Yes, good boy. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? She is, yes, Sister Emily is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. She's been sealed in the cells next to the church for almost 10 years now. She came to Mass, and more often you would see that I give her communion through a window for her cell. She is an anchoress, a religious hermit who is devoted to God, that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. What a fucking life! And so sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives a great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tessin, or is she a nun at Curson? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at Curson could read, even poor Brother Hawkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She is not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelius was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend, some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast shadows over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, address. Good night, Father. Would there nothing be said for another mass? Oh, I should have snuck into the library. Let's go back. Or tempted to sneak into the library anyway. Got a bit going to the It's locked up. I can't. Balls! Or maybe I can. Hold on. No, not a lot I can do. Down there through the forest now, like. Oh. The carving looks quite old. We wander about, you know? What's this all about? Old salt mine. Something we explore around just to get familiar with the layout, the lay of the land. Smokey's home. Down here. What's that now? These figures look like they were carved by someone without formal training. Ah. Back home to bed. Wasted journey. Alright, Ursula. No, a little crying won't hurt her. Besides, I think we've gotten almost all the leaks now. Ursula is my first child and she's been a handful, but I think I have the hang of it now. Rigord has been a godsend. He helped Christine with Eva when she was a baby. I wonder I never took you for family man, Andres. I appreciate the offer. You'll make a fine husband someday. When we will sort the storm that has been going all morning. Peter and George are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best they can. There's always danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills. We must have faith in the providence and endure what is to come. I have some food for you. Here, sorry, I couldn't prepare anything more. Every year, but the last few have been worse. This is the third time I've had to fix this wall this year. This is the way it always is. Rain falls, so the abbey and rolls downhill to us little people. Try to blame the abbey for that. That's just how the rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up their interests. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. that way now. Great. Yes, what about them? Of course, undress fancy talk for being nosy. But if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh. He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other, seems to me. If you find the right person, you should go for it. It's what I would do. Well, that's personal. No. I do hope to find someone to help by my side as we build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Or not one hopes so. I must get back to work on dress. Enough talk. Until later. Bless you, Andres. Hi. Andres, it's a pleasure, and you look so handsome as always. Back for more of my rye. Andres, hee. I was passing by and thought I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andres. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Until later. Be with you. It seems like a good brainstorm, though I hope it lets up soon. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Of course, now I'm off to home and then to the Bakers. Ellen has about a month to go before her child is due. The last one was hard. He didn't make it. God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chance she can have. It is in God's hands. Trust in Providence. Always your, but I'll do what I can do to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? I must be off now. Good day to you both, and Andres, stay out of the rain. One for nosy all around here today. Pet the cat. Pet all the animals. you want something? No. Seeing as you're so nice about it. Not a lot going on down these parts. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Good day, Master Mallard. Good day, Father Thomas. Look, he was just reminding me of the danger of severe rainfall can pose on the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pain requires an unearthly hand. It will be taken care of. God will be with you and you told. Up to the mill, have a look. There's no one down here. Hello there, Master Mallard. Hello, Till. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sick like this in the cities, I expect. Ah yes, the Tassin is full of them, quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. Well, when Father Massas was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through about half that library before Father Garnet became abbot. He and the Father, Amos, are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans and Tassin are my favourite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gas Metilius defeated the Ray 2, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in his very valley. Barbarians are all on all sides when Mars sent a wolf to the night. Instead of killing the beast, Gauss followed it to the magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf in this spring, and Gazmatel founded Tassin after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. It sounds like a lot like the story brother told me about the Roman about the Roman gods, of course, and that's right. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about that all that. Master Mallard. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be a fable of all but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if they're the only land that you live on. It's been a good chatting with you, Master Maller, but I better be back to work. You let me know if you find any particular good books in that library, alright? Let's go into the forest and have a look now. There's Big Smoky. Oh, Master Maller. We met once before. I think you were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smoky. Well, Adam, but people call me Smoky. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest near the kiln. Get at the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Well, of course, good to see you. Until next time, Master Maller. Oh, hello. Hello, you're not local, are you? No, I'm staying and passing only briefly. No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassim, but he's let me stay with him. I suppose he is. People don't much like Romani. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I justified whatever is no difference in artist style that makes the work unique. Ah, you're the artist staying up at the Curzon. Yes, just visiting Tassim for some time. My name is Andreas Mala. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassim don't come down here to talk. Right, I'm Basclad, travelling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpening knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. I was brought up in it. Tinkering is in my blood. Tinkering and wandering, I can always find a bit of work wherever I end up. I actually came to see Kersaw's library. I'd hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot too wouldn't let me in. No one's allowed inside the library except the sisters. I'm surprised they turned. I'm not surprised their father is grumpy, I think. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them, they exist with him since the dawn of time. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and the demons water and earth, and the world was ether before the Lord formed it. That's why Satan appeared as a smoke to Eve. Snakes are as a snake to Eve. Snakes can only dwell in deep caves and pools. I am well aware, Master Maller. Nevertheless, I thank you for your concern. Anyway, I should get back to the work. Interesting chap. Just check if there's anyone up here. Nope. Check if there's anyone down here. Oh, hey, there's old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. There's no one down here. Got a friendly greeting from Martin. No. Should get the script anchor not unlocked. Come late again. God be with you, Andreas. He was disappointed that you didn't debate him at supper, but he understands that you didn't want to anger the abbot. Did you see a short, shirty looking young man in the hat on the way up this morning? Ah, that would explain my lord missing rings. Not from me, no, from my lord. 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of gulden, and book tomorrow has planned to go to Ellie. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. The boy is an old baker and surprised me as responsible for the missing rings. Yesterday I caught the boy with a hat. I do think you will be upset about the book. If I can go get the book back, possibly. Here we know. I got the hill. matter what I can do in there. I'm down to the crypt ship. Why is it built on the Romans upgraded not long after the death of Christ? Jesus. Lovely. Oh, look what I found. On the UK. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of that is soaked and there's not a drop of rain. Good thing the Abbot had auto-replaced the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the bell factory next door, we can stay warm and everyone else is cold and wet. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. The Abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library the town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care. Brother Guy, your heart is harder than some of the stone of this floor. Huh. We have a grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Pierre, I haven't seen him yet today. I did before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Pierre left to speak to the Abbot some time ago. What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be her, already. My bread stopped soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose that means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man, you'll live. God, give me strength to endure this, man. Haha. Not stopping. What's going on? This can't be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Oh dear. I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Please, Father. Where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freeston. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Roman mints that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march upon our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothgold's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not a time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right, forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of Prince Bishop Infris at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the imperial date. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good, thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Vaslov, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why? If he was caught in flagrant delicto in blazing offence and has been caught in the act of committing a crime, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger, not even for insulting your work and forcing you to give it to Andreas. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. He's not physically able. He wasn't angry at anyone who... He could barely hold a brush, much less plunge a knife into a man's body. Be quiet, this is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of... Your position has been noted. My decision stands, Brother Vaslov. Please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you, but I don't think we're into this either. This isn't the time to push that, Abbot. I'm sure the other brother and sister believe Piero is innocent. Well, but the Abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. I appreciate your passion, but if you pursue this indignantly, you could make matters worse. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your minds. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at 3 p.m. We won't have much time, but tack on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Ooh. I should follow him and go to the Druckers. Hopefully it will clear my head. I'm happy already. It's only noon. What happened? And forgive me, come inside and sit down for a minute. Then just should I fix your plate? Hello. Sleeping. Come back to my workshop. I'm going to do a new run of Till. This was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful. Most of were for illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but she can and the type. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive for your bounty. For Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, amen. I'm hungry. Address, what were the bells? No, they were silent for a long time. It is a nobleman, Lorenzo was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I worked for within the scriptorium here was accused of the crime. That's awful, a murder in Curacao. How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas, the Baron seemed like an interested man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Perro killed him? You've always spoken of in the kindest of terms. It seems like Lorenz has been stabbed, but I don't know. There's a lot of blood, but I'd rather not speculate about what happened. I'd rather spare you details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. But no, I can't believe Pierre did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed, it's hard for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? But if it wasn't Brother Pero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Stoner getting into shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday just before I walked by your place. Lucky, why would he have caused a shout at a nobleman? There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about there. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gospel. We really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town, or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. What would Lucky argue with Lorenz about nuns? Well, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow and Widow came out of the woods and yes, well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Attilia's late husband, Ranig, ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassin. I don't remember the details, but Ranig died just last year and Attilia hasn't been the same since. She was always an old bitch even before she was old. Boss, that's enough. She's had to deal with a job's lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumours she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a better woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. At the land they lived on as part of her dowry, she may make a case to lay claim to it, or property of equal value. Well, are you a lawyer, Andres? Enough about it, tell you. Is there anything else you think that may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Fenric has been acting strangely since the day Ferns arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement. I know they're both avid readers, both of classic and new works. On his last visit, the Baron brought a book on astronomy for me. I know the Prior has some similar interests, but would Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It's not that outlandish. When I was in the university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. It may be so, but I've never seen the sort of anger in Prior Fenric, not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward he seemed bitter, but never violent. That doesn't seem to be part of his character. So Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scolded and pulled the nuns inside without saying a word. It sounds like they have a history at least. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I've never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andres, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. You're always welcome here, Andres, anytime. Yeah! You're especially welcome at this one. Nice hearty meal. Good be with you. I will try. Good lad. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucy Stinner. He's probably working in front of his house. Or Lucky. Widow can live south of here near Fransborough. Our Fenric is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing will prevent me from talking to others in the cop. But if I don't attend Brother Florence examination of the body, he'll have to do it without me. Let's go examine the body. It's probably the smartest thing to do right now. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. Well, I'm not sure, but I want to help here. Good, let your resolve steal you. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. This might be useful later. I will begin by inspecting his interior, exterior, that's what I say, anterior. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is. Puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. From the angle and the depth of the strike, is as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I am the closest Cursor has. If the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received from falling on his own knife. He must have had some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found in him. Then surely this must mean the brother... Who do you think? It means it's incredibly unlikely the brother Piero stabbed, but it doesn't explain what exactly killed the man. Brother Piero never should have picked up the knife. I'm sure that appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with this murder. I'm not familiar with it. It was first discovered 20 years ago by French soldiers visiting brothels in Naples. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon amongst the nobility. I spent many years as a mercenary. Sex and death are common companions in that world. Besides, sex isn't all that rare, even in an abbey. It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. How could that have happened? I have no idea. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. So he may have not have been attacked in the chapter house. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. Yes, that's possible. The cloister connects directly to the chapter house, but there's a high risk of being seen. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part of that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Perhaps a pig mallet or a joining hammer, or even round stone 4 or 5 inches across the hand. That's specific. Hopefully your talents will help you find the murder weapon in short order. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware, save the small knife wound. He has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we've discovered 2 important things. Piero didn't stab the Baron, and even if he had, it was when he killed him. The Baron was killed by a blow to the head. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the archdeacon. Oh, there is one other item of interest I found in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. A note of some kind. I trust you to open more carefully than I would. What does it say? The girl who died and the innocent with her. Matins. Chapter. The girl, what girl and what innocent? It's been years since any of the nuns have died. Perhaps Mother Cecilia would remember. Can you tell who wrote it? What really? If not them, who? I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is an additional. Brother Florian, would you open up? It's Werner Stoltz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid I can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Just hide. Dr. Stoltz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? Gabbett wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then, what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. Regardless of your opinion regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that Abbott tells me himself. What? Making me bring the Abbott here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one has just been completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. That was close. Now quickly leave through that cloister before they return. Of course, thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. Can't get that number in my head. The girl who died and innocent with her. What could it mean and who wrote it? Good job. Hi, Master Mallory, would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Thank you. Please sit. Bless, O Lord, these gifts which we're about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Mallory. Of course, the honour is mine. You must have been staying nearby to arrive so quickly. You're so an observant man, Master Mallory. Indeed, I am staying in Innsbruck while my husband visited the Abbey. We'd meant to take a tour of the Alpine towns before returning to our home in the Wardens, but of return we shall. This sorrow is just the first of many, I'm afraid. Are you married yourself, Master Miller? Do you not look forward to the responsibilities of marriage, Master Miller? Perhaps it is no surprise you and Lord became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Master Miller, very little of my husband is mysterious to his wife, no matter what he may fool himself into believing. Lorenz was a flawed man, his various infidelities were no secret to me, but are we not all flawed before Christ? I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. I only hope his appetites are not what led him to his end. I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lorenz so close that you would trouble yourself so? If not him, then who? There are many responsibilities, but here at the Abbey in this town I do not. Your husband managed to cultivate many enemies in a short time here. That does sound like Lorenz. He is a man of many opinions, and he gave them freely to all who would listen and some who would not. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. This new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man from all I've heard, a true scholar. Father Garnet does not share Matthias' passion for the written word, yet endures the expense of it. To put in such position would make any man unhappy and understand. I wonder what he will make of Lorenz's gift to the Abbey. He had found a book about the history of Tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears Father Matthias had expressed, but he didn't share the particulars with me. It was neither large nor small, bound in blue leather. Unfortunately, I never examined them that closely. My apologies. I'm sorry I can't be more of help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. Only so long as it takes the Archdeacon to investigate my husband's murder. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I'm in no hurry to return. I shouldn't. I see a glimmer of now of what Lorenz saw in you. You're a disarming man, Master Miller, and much too easy to talk to. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to the Worms. My title and my residence may be in jeopardy. Lorenz and I have a son, but he is young yet, and I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. Ah, thank you, but no, I fear it will only heighten my unease. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Thank you very much. And whatever anyone says of my husband, I'm certain he would appreciate your friendship. Something on that table. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Perfect. My god, Lorenz was blackmailing Fenric to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. No wonder Fenric was so unsettled when friends arrived. The Baron would have gotten him executed for witchcraft. I maybe sneak into the... Yes. Yeah. It seems rudimentary explain the connection between astrological science and elements in their basic relation to alchemy. China's governed the form elements Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, or water signs, Capricorn, Earth signs, and so on. It cuts off the next page is about something else entirely. If I turn the wheel to the element, the massive sign, I can. There we go. Mother Catherine was the first to enter the records, it looks like almost 50 years ago. Sister Hedegard from Gallagher family is not quite wealthy. It looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Sister Cecilia Eldrick, well this is... she's from the Wesler family, they're one of the most powerful families in Augsburg. It looks like her family donates a lot of money to Cursor every year, more than my family, season 10. Sister Gertrude from Hoff, the herbalist, yes. Her father's apothecary, that explains it. Matilda, yes, the nun's cellar. She came from Kenton. Merchant family, they donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful, I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. This note says Sister Matilda left Abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's only entry such a note. The date's 3 years ago, this before Father Matthias died, which means it was around the time Bath Rothgall visited. I should ask Sister Matilda about this, maybe Mother Cecilia as well. But this should be insistence. Illuminata, named Angeline from the Kapkaki family. It looks like they have some connection to Curso through an old abbot, Rudolph. Her family donates money to the library every year as well. Sophie from Burgitz. Her family is poor, but they donate flour. She's from Utrecht. Looks like she's had an eventful life before coming here. Married with a child, both died. Her merchant family has some connection to Curso through the Kaufmans of Rothenburg. Sister Margaret, the blind girl who assists Gertrude. She went blind because of failed surgery on her cataracts. Wealthy peasant family donated wool and a pasture in Kreml. Sister Zendaya, this should be good. They donate a fortune to the abbey, no wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. Well, that was an interesting turn. Back to sleep. After a lovely story about the orange girl. Here and there's last week to prepare for the lamb, and you remember the bleating, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed, and we've got a pile of spinning to get through before the lambs are born, and oh well, we'll find the time. You're sweet and dressed, but I don't know if that would be appropriate country manners, you know. Besides, many of the women in the town pitch in, so it goes quickly enough. Many hands make light work, eh? It's rare so many of the women in town are in the same room together. We share recipes, stories, hardships, friendships, you know. Maybe a little bit of gossip too. You know, some of it's true, but Joe and Bar is one to watch. Is there to watch over so things don't get too rowdy. Oh, Andreas, you should come by. I'm only curious. Not every day a man's murdered in broad daylight. What if I needed to protect myself? You're being weird, Mom. Weird and drunk. Do you have any idea who might have done the deed? If not, does Brother Pero? You want to inspect our kitchen for clues? You feel free. Maybe wash the dishes while you're at it. Don't be stupid, Hans. Mum and Dad are just being annoying. Anyway, whoever killed the Baron has to be dumb as a sack of bricks, or very angry. No good can ever come if you're up to. Once the church and the nobility get involved, all the peasants are going to get this shit from one end to another. It doesn't matter which. Hans thinks I'm right, don't you, son? Always, Dad. At least God granted me one respect for what a suck up. Speaking of church, has anyone told you about how the abbots out to ruin our lives? Yes, thank you. Not even a traveling artist from Christ knows where we were supposed to expand our farm, but Abbott's taxes made it impossible. Couldn't grow enough barley to feed ourselves, pay the miller's toll, and give the abbey its due. It's not Christian. Now that Rannick's campers kicked the bucket, the Witz's land will be forfeit soon. Once Attila's gone, her land will be available for us to purchase, God willing. Not if Uncle Franz gets to it first. I can't believe you. She's an old lady living all alone. We should be looking after her, not picking scraps from her corpse. Shut up, Jesus. How dare you speak to your father that way? You want my advice? Stay out of it. They always get like this after more than an hour in the same room. I feel sorry for Attila. Help me. What help me? We're going to have a very serious conversation about your attitude, Veronica. Ah, you're in for it now. Eat shit, Hans. Lovely family. Alright, that's it. Andreas, it's been great, but I need to have a talk with my ungrateful children. See yourself out. Lovely. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. Uncle Franz says Sim might come help with the laundry today. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is nicer than Veronica anyway. I wish Bridget lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. Tough. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got yours. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. Yeah. Well, if it isn't the late Baron's new best friend. Ah, sarcasm, however, what do you want? You must be bothering me for something. No one wants to talk to a surly old woman, widow out of the goodness of their heart. No, no, I know your type. You want something from me. What is it, boy? Spit it out. Heh, I knew it. Not the first time Look, answer my call. You want to know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns that entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it. What did I just tell you, boy? I don't have anything to say on the matter, but life in this man's stable and those can't you spare me a few minutes. You think I care about what happens to some old monk? Ha, idiot. Kill them all. If I care, every agent of the church should die. No. Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush? Not often someone offers help, Olden, tell you. Fine, you do something for me, maybe I'll jog my memory. But it's going to take a while, lots of things been building up, things I'm too old to do. You got some place to be. Weird people live in this town. I can't use all these sticks. They're too big. You need to break them down for me. Lovely. Church never did anything for me, and it took me all I had. Why should I? What did the church take from you? What does it matter to you? Just take the thing down, like I asked. He made it, you know, it always reminded me of him, for better and for worse. Perhaps you could move it somewhere out of view. I remember your husband with the paint he carried, like Job, the redbird flies. No idea, I found it on the table the night before. I foggled out, I can barely read it. The writing's too fancy. Keep it if you want, it means nothing to me. Let's see here. It says, oh, due to the recent death of Rannick Kemper, his lack of heirs to inherit your inability to pay fees of the land, your property is forfeit to the church. There's some assertions here. Do you have any documentation of Rannick's lease agreement with the Abbey? No, never seen anything like that. It didn't. My family's lived here for over 100 years. If that's true, it's quite likely the lease is with one of your father's aunt, not Rannick. If that lease allows for proration of the land, you would have the ability to allow others to farm here in exchange for payments to you. Joan, never would they want this land for themselves. That could work. I've never had any problems with the gardeners. I guess it's clear that the Abbey is not being truthful with their existing lease to the property. It seems they use Rannick's death as an opportunity to try and change the existing lease to something more profitable. Yes, Rannick's death. If he were alive, I'd kill him myself. May he boil in hell for all eternity. And like my husband, he caught that Roth riding through our property and told him rightly to leave. The Baron beat my Rannick for it, beat him so savagely he took a cane to walk. Even his breathing pained him. Never could breathe deep so long he lived, which wasn't long at all. That Baron was the worst kind of man, careless and cruel. He knew he could beat Rannick and suffer no consequences, so he did. We were not even so low as animals to him. We were furniture. And I knew after Rannick died, the church would try to take what little I had left. This document only confirms it. All because of Lorenz Rothvogel. Finally, some honesty from you. This was the real purpose of your visit all along. I'm an old woman in dress. Even walking from my bed to the door pains me. How could I kill a man in his prime? Not that that matters. I'm sure I'll take the blame for it anyway, just like I am blamed for every Ronnie Rose and thrown horseshoe around here. The people in town can't wait for me to die, and the Abbey vultures hate me for my contempt of them. None of that matters. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Thank you for your help. Boy, you're the only one who's come on since my Rannick has, do you know? Now get out, I need to lie down. Alright. I think that's a good place to leave it. We will return to Pentiment in the next few days. So that's going to be me for this evening. I'm going to go get some sleepy poos. We're back again tomorrow for the beginning of the week. Tomorrow we're probably going to get back on the COD, I'd say. Would be a good shout, or we might see if Gavin's about maybe play some FIFA. All possibilities. All various possibilities tomorrow. I don't really have a plan, but we'll be here, we'll be playing something. Whatever that will be, we will see. If you haven't already, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. All support is welcome, and very, very helpful to the channel. Other than that, have a great Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow, right here, 8 o'clock. Have a good one. See you, Alex. Bye!
Thank you.